Already? Oh, crap, sorry. Catch go. Oh, my God, we got to go on the air like 2 minutes early every night so everybody can hear our immediate pre-mic, or pre-show discussion every week. It never fails to entertain me. So, you got to pay for the pre-screens, though. They're not going to make the playoffs.
And then I have news and notes, which is I look up stupid ass stories and tell you about them, mainly from Florida because that's America's wang. But before we get into all of that, Tim.
Hi, Colby.
The people at Nabisco have lost their damn minds.
Tim, are you doing this now?
Tim, they've lost their damn minds, Tim.
I was going to take a break when you did this, but it's too early for that now.
It is too early for that now. As I was at a where was I at? I was at a Circle K, and
Circle Jerk.
And as I was there at my local Circle K, I walked by. I was just getting a soda, and as I was walking past to go pay, I saw these. They're Oreos. They are Sour Patch Kids Oreos. We have gone too far. We have left the building, Tim.
That happened a long time ago.
So now, because I know how much Tim was going to love the idea of Sour Patch Kids Oreos, we have to try them.
Do we?
We have to try these.
Okay, look, I already told you I don't like Sour Patch Kids.
I don't care, Tim.
And I love Oreos. I don't want you to ruin Oreos for me.
So I'm going to take one out and place it here, and then you can talk while I go hand these to you.
So Colby and I, for those of you new to the show, this is kind of a bit that we do from time to time. We find food that should never have been made, and then we have to taste it and rate it, review it, recommend it, or not recommend it, as it were. You already have yours in there? And yeah, Colby texted me oh God, they even look disgusting. Colby texted me the other day, sent me a picture of this. I'm bringing these on Monday. And I was like, please don't. Although, I guess they're okay. All right, they're not what I expected. I thought it would be like Oreo cookie with gummy Sour Patch things in between.
No, it's just a Sour Patch flavoring. So,
oh God, it stinks.
Have you ever, wait.
Smells like pre-splooge that we had earlier.
No, that's the show part. That's, oh my, that doesn't smell great.
Right?
It smells like Fruity Pebble cereal that's been up above the refrigerator a little too long.
Still, yeah. That's not good, Colby.
Should I dip this in my coffee?
Please don't dip things. Why would you dip it in your coffee?
I dip things in coffee.
Nobody dips things in coffee. Like milk, you convinced me people do that.
You wait. No, yeah, you dip donuts in coffee.
No, that's just.
What is wrong?
I'm
gonna try it without the coffee first.
All right, if you dip something in coffee, I'm not watching. It's got a nice crunch to it.
That could be worse.
Does it taste as bad as it smells?
It's not bad. I'm not going to go out and buy a whole bunch of these.
I didn't even make a drink before the show because we were done splurging.
But, all right. It dipped in coffee.
Can't even watch.
What is it? It's in the coffee, Tim. Now it's in my mouth. On my cap.
That's the worst idea that you've had in a long time, other than bringing these up here.
That's weird.
It's gross.
Put the whole cookie in your mouth.
No.
Do it.
It won't fit.
It will.
My mouth's not that big. Can you take a whole Oreo?
Yes.
In one bite?
Wait. No, I'm not going to do that right now because I was promised the other two to two other people. They want to try.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Oh, don't be a wiener, dude. It's not the worst thing ever. Wait, what is that face? Are you a child? What is wrong with you? Why are you doing that?
That is weird.
It is weird. It's not bad, though. It's sweet.
I think it's bad. But, again, I don't like Sour Patch.
Now, if they made that into a donut, I think I'd be in. A Sour Patch Kids donut.
Look, I want to know. I'm not finishing that. I want to know whose idea it was to do this. They should be shot.
They shouldn't be shot. I mean, it was a smart enough idea that I bought some.
You did it for a bit.
Reasons.
No, that's a horrible aftertaste. Like, it's the Sour Patch aftertaste, right? That never goes away.
I don't have an aftertaste. I drank coffee. So
that is all. See, I forgot to get a drink before we went on the air.
Well, that's your bad.
It is. I got some old Dr. Pepper here, though.
Doesn't sound too old. It's got ice in it. So.
No, that was as bad as I thought it would be.
Huh.
I can still taste it.
There you go. So the review of the Sour Patch Kids.
How drunk are you now?
Oreo it's not great. And that's probably what I thought when I purchased it at the Circle K was this isn't good. It's not going to be good.
Huh.
But there, we each, I ate one. Tim pussied his way through a half of one.
I did. So. I'm not doing the other half either. Ooh, I wonder how these would taste as a suppository.
Can you taste with your butt?
Yeah, everybody can.
No. What?
Sure you can.
You can't say that as just factful as you just said it.
Of course you can.
Of course, no.
You can taste things with your butt.
You got taste buds in your anus?
Everybody does.
No, everybody does.
I feel like everyone does.
No.
I'm not the only one. I'm not a mutant.
Wait, so when you fire off a particular nasty one out the back end, you're like, it tastes awful.
Uh-huh. Usually tastes like onions.
You can't taste with your butt, Tim.
Everyone can. I feel like that's a thing, right?
It's not a thing.
It is for me.
It's fired. What?
It is for me. You can do it too.
No,
You're being contrary right now.
So if somehow we were to work it out, and good God, I have no idea how we would do this because it's not me. I'm not doing it. But you're telling me that you
Bend over.
like blindfolded.
We going mudding, Colby?
No, I'm not saying me. I'm just saying you are saying that you could do this. That you blindfolded, pants down, people could place things to your starfish and you'd be like, yep, marshmallow.
Well, it'd have to be inserted.
You would have to wait.
I mean, the taste buds are inside.
What?
I don't have a nose on my butt. How do we
All
get
right.
here?
All right.
How do we get here? And by the way, that didn't happen for free. People got to pay for that.
Yeah, I'm not starting a Tim's Butt OnlyFans.
I already have one of those.
What would we call that?
Look at the link in the description of the show.
Because I think if we were to call it like shortened for taste buds in your butt and we'd call it butt buds, I think we would get a different crowd than what we were expecting.
Butt buds. That sounds like insertable marijuana. Suppository marijuana. Mark.
I'd like for everybody to know that none of this content is currently written on any kind of a run sheet whatsoever. We got here basically just by opening the mics and being stupid. That's how
Maybe we should start scripting our show.
I don't think we could script it to this point.
We also need to let everybody know this first 10 minutes is usually not, we don't have a subject down. It just says us talking.
It just says intro.
Yeah.
Intro, and this is what you
get.
Oh, crap. All right, so we've made it to butt buds. Now if we can move on from that, it's now time for me to look at Tim and ask Tim, hey Tim.
Hey Colby.
What day is it? Dude.
We're all drunk.
Thank you for asking, Colby.
I'm having trouble with the word bud right now.
That you are.
I need coffee.
You always need coffee. Colby, it is a Monday, my dudes. By the way, where'd you get that drop? The Wednesday. Oh, you're not in front of the microphone. That's being really weird. You can't hear me. I'm sitting here talking to you like you're on the microphone, and I'm like, oh, wait, he's getting coffee. Where did you get that drop, that Wednesday, my dudes drop? Because I've heard other people reference that recently.
It's on my phone for some reason.
But you don't know where it came from?
Some movie or something.
Yeah, because I heard someone else do it on another show. I was like, oh, that's a thing, I think. Colby, we have an actual sports question.
What?
From Andrew Barker. Welcome to the show, Andrew. Thanks for getting us back on track here. He wants to talk about Hardaway Jr. We're going to do Mavs talk here shortly.
I mean, what do you want to talk about? Is just him being him, doing things? And that's a pinch, everybody, by the way. That's a pinch.
Pinch between your cheek and gum. Colby, thank you for asking what day it is. By the way, happy National Nurses Day to all of you who use that as a profession on your tax sheet.
What?
If you're a nurse, more power to you. That is a thankless job from what I can tell. And y'all don't make nearly enough money. God knows you don't make what overpaid teachers make. Jeez. Make all the money.
Okay, I believe, by the way, what he was asking about was that he looks like he's available to come back.
Okay.
Because from being injured and whatnot.
Right.
And maybe the question, and I hope this was your question, is do you add him to the rotation? Or do you keep going with what looks like is doing really well? And I don't know.
Oh, I think you bring him back.
For more scoring?
Yeah, yeah. For sure.
I mean, because we all know if he's streaking, if he's out there, hey, we going streaking? If he's out there just dropping bombs, then yeah, let's go.
And if he's not streaking, you know pretty quick, and you can pull him. You bring him out of the rotation. But
Let's go ahead and mark all of that. If he's not streaking, you can pull him. Yeah.
He's not streaking, you can pull him. Colby, it is Great Lakes Awareness Day. So just everybody know
that they're there.
That the Great Lakes exist.
Hey, everybody. Them Great Lakes.
We fulfilled the requirement.
They're a thing.
It's international, not national, international no diet day.
International. So I ate a Sour Patch Oreo cookie. So there you go.
I was forced against my will to eat half of one. Then you try to put the other half up my butt.
You were, nah, I didn't try it at all.
Colby, it's National Melanoma Day. Also known as Melanoma Monday. I feel like that's a bad name. Everybody go get melanoma today.
It's the worst band name ever.
It's just a melanoma Monday. I'll be a rock star.
Mark.
Colby, it is National Beverage Day. As in alcoholic beverage day.
All right.
Should
Tim?
we celebrate with half a bottle of Jameson each?
I mean, if I'm going to half a bottle, I'm going full bottle, dude.
Well, I won't let you because I want the other half bottle.
What do you mean, won't let me?
I won't let you.
Yeah, I don't think
Because I'm
that's
blocking the
words.
door with half the bottle in here.
If you don't, that's all it is, sheetrock between me and you, man.
I mean, the glass would probably be easier.
That's a really heavy glass. I think I could bust through the wall
It's
first.
like 1/4 inch or something. We spent money on that stuff.
More than what we.
All right, I'll give you your full bottle of Jameson. I'll take my Crown Reserve. And we'll see what happens to our show at the end of those bottles.
Complete and utter drunk stupidity. Dude, at that point, if the words come up that you're like, yeah, no, I can taste stuff with your butt, I might be drunk enough to be like, let's find
Let's
out.
find out. Damn it. Colby, it's National Crepe Suzette Day.
It's not bad. It's not great.
I'm okay. I can take it or leave it. If it's there, I'll eat it. By the way, remember the conversation we had about girls' names?
Yes.
That's probably one of them. I'm going left.
Suzette.
Yeah, this is weird.
I mean, at least, it's double confirming that she's a girl. She's not only a Susie, but she's a
She's
She's a Suzette.
I mean, these days you don't know.
I mean, double confirmation.
You have to confirm. Colby, it's National Meeting Planners Appreciation Day.
I hate you guys.
Yeah,
the
y'all
person
suck.
the person that sets the meeting hours or the minutes or whatever to what they're supposed to be, and then you've got to follow along. And that person never follows along. That's behind the microphone. You're like, we're already supposed to be in 2.
Yeah.
You're still at 1. We're never going to leave.
I think we should have a National Run Sheet Planners Appreciation Day.
Run sheets.
Colby doesn't know what those are.
I'm staring at one, and
For the first time tonight.
yeah. No, I looked at it to tell everybody what we were supposed to
That's
talk
true.
about. So
That's true. Usually the only reason Colby wants a run sheet before the show is to write the birthdays on the back of
That's
it.
what I do.
Yeah.
So,
Colby, it's National Open Farm Day.
is that like OnlyFans, but for farm people?
I don't know right
Is
now.
that like for farm swingers?
Let's have Colby. Do you have an open farm? Do you and your wife have an open farm? You share your farm with other farmers?
There's jokes in there, but I might not be able to say them.
That's a valid question. Colby, we got to run through this because we have a real true to life celebrity waiting for us over here.
Well, you're the one in control of this segment.
I know it always takes forever. It's National Tony Day. Tony, have a day.
Yeah. Are all 3 members of the band Tony?
I thought it was Tony.
Probably.
Or Tony.
I never say things right.
National Tourist Appreciation Day.
I mean, unless you're the tourist, you don't appreciate them, right?
I feel like other countries hate American tourists.
Well, they hate Americans.
It's true, but especially tourists.
We're all arrogant asses.
And finally, Colby, let's go share a glass of wine because it is International Cabernet Sauvignon Blanc Day. I have to say it like that every time.
So if you ever order wine, you're not just like, yeah, give me a cab. You're like,
Oh, no. Cabernet Sauvignon. Or I got to do the arm too. Sauvignon Blanc.
well,
Je m'appelle Tim et toi?
Tim, I hate to wine snob you, but it's either a Cabernet Sauvignon
I know. I threw the Cabernet in there first
or
by
it's a
accident.
Sauvignon Blanc.
It's Sauvignon Blanc Day. I threw the Cabernet in there by accident. I was excited.
Okay. So it's the worst of the white wines day.
Yeah, it's not a good white wine.
I mean,
Is there a good white wine?
Yeah, there's plenty of good white wines. Like a Pinot Gris.
Yeah.
Pinot Grigio.
I'm a Merlot guy. Or a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Merlot. the most basic of red wines.
I'm a basic dude. I like vanilla ice cream.
It's like the regular potato chip.
It's not.
It is.
We got all these other screens on here. We got to
the
remember.
regular potato chip of wines.
Gavin, can you please save this segment?
Riesling's not bad.
A Riesling is not bad.
I'll take a It's sweet though, right? Rieslings are sweet.
Yeah, but Colby's right. A nice Pinot with some fish, sure.
Yeah,
Mark.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna hear that again. First of all, the great hockey hawk himself, Gavin Spittle, joins the show.
Hey, you.
Thanks for delaying dinner so you could talk with us.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Colby, sweet shirt, man. That's supporting the boys. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, no, the got the hat on, the KNC hat on all the time.
It's just so dirty you can't read
your,
it.
Pink Whitney shirt. Those boys doing a heck of a job to grow the sport of hockey. So it's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, they've got them together.
All right. Well, we didn't bring you in here to talk about what Colby's wearing because nobody cares.
I care.
I'm surprised the shirt's still on, to be honest with you.
Well,
it's not 9 o'clock yet.
Yeah.
That's right.
But Gavin, the Stars completed an I don't know what I consider to be a pretty epic come from behind series win against a team they had no business beating. The Golden Knights. We know what happened last season. The Knights have eliminated them in first rounds. 2 of the last 3 or 4 years? Something like that.
Well, the Stars eliminated them in the bubble.
In the bubble year, yeah.
In the bubble year. And yeah, I mean, they were the better team last year, and I think actually overall as the series played out, the Stars were the better team. And it was just a situation where the Stars stopped making mistakes and kind of tightened up the defense and eliminated the unforced errors. And yeah, it's amazing what happens. Put some traffic in front of the net, skate in straight lines. That strategy really works. I mean, it's the playoffs, so you can kind of take analytics and throw a lot of them out the window and just say, let's play hockey, boys.
And I'll tell you what, this was an exhausting series for a first-round series, and this is how much Dallas Stars hockey has changed for me, and I guess probably in general. Because, 30 years ago, watching the late 90s, mid to late 90s Stars, it was more of they're in the playoffs again, of course. Oh, first round against Edmonton? All right, well, check in with me when they sweep Edmonton. I'll check in the second round. But you can't really do that anymore with this team because there are no cupcakes in the first round anymore in the NHL.
There are no, exactly. Parity is... I was talking to Craig about this, and Luds was saying that, he hasn't seen parity like this either. It's absolutely amazing where probably the only team in the playoffs that couldn't upset the other would have been the Washington Capitals against the New York Rangers. That was a 1-8 matchup, but this wasn't a 1-8 matchup. This was a Vegas team that just had so many missed games from injuries so a lot of their great players. So, they all came back at the right time, and but this was not an 8th seed. Good for the Stars. They took care of business. One of the things Pete DeBoer continued to make a point about was this is why we fought so hard to get that home ice advantage. And as you can see, it paid dividends. The barn was rocking last night, and specifically in the third period, it was great to see people up on their feet and screaming and being loud. And that's what it's all about. I was exhausted after last night's game. I can't believe it's the first round. I mean, if you didn't tell people that these playoffs were happening as far as what round, and you just threw this series out, people would say, wow, that was an awesome Western Conference final. Like, this was a first round matchup. Yeah. That's sick.
Now, as far as being emotionally draining is what it was, is this something that you can use as a step to get to, because you got a team coming up in the Avs, or as I like to use their full name, because I think Colorado Avalanche is such a fun word to say, and that's the only thing fun I'll have to say about them, is this team coming in, is their scoring is so quick. Are you going to be able to do some of the same things you did against Vegas, do it against them because of how fast they play?
Kind of. I think Stars fans have to realize that this is going to be a completely different series. And the Colorado Avalanche are built more like the Dallas Stars. And both coaches, Bednar and Pete DeBoer, don't necessarily go out to shut someone down. It's just basically slow down the entirety of the team, which, is tough. But I mean, this is absolutely, we enjoyed the Kentucky Derby. This is going to be like a Kentucky Derby on skates. Both teams are going to go up and down, streaking, and excited for the following. Rupe Hintz had a tough series. And if Rupe Hintz can get his legs under him, I think that's exciting to watch. Stars have some real fast skaters, and they're terrific on the break. Maybe more space for Matt Duchene to set up shop. He's clearly one of the elite passers for the Dallas Stars and had an okay series. Thought he played well in game 7, but would love to see him step up. The interesting thing, guys, about Duchene is over 1,000 games played and about 15 years in the league. And this is only the second time that he's gone past the first round. So it's pretty interesting. So excited for him. So yeah, it's a track meet, Colby. It's you got to find ways to slow him down, and you got to find ways to put the puck in the net. The days of the 2-1 versus Vegas, we might see a game or two, but look at the series against Winnipeg, 7-6. Colorado is putting up on average 6 goals a game.
That's too much, Tim.
Well, yeah. we got Otter though. We got Otter. That's fine.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, but true. But they have Connor Hellebuck, who's probably one of the best goalies in the world. Yeah. That said, I think the Stars defensively are pretty tight right now. You can't look at the regular season because -1 game that was without Chris Tanev, so that's going to play a major factor. Tanev has done such an outstanding job defensively. If I was Jim Nill, I wouldn't even allow him to go see his family. I'd just sign him to a multi-year deal, fly his family down, because finally the Stars have that, I don't want to say shutdown defenseman, but they have a defensive defenseman who can also move the puck. It's impressive. Miro's like that. Harley's getting better at that, so you need Tanev.
So you're the offensive firepower of the Avalanche sort of lead me to believe. We know what DeBoer did with Lundqvist here in the later games of this series with Vegas, limiting his minutes. He only averaged 4.5 minutes ice time in this series, basically running a 5-man defensive rotation. Are they going to try to sort of hide him again in this series and stick with the 5-man rotation?
After the mistake that he made in game 7, which could have cost them the season, I would think, and we talked about this today on Spits and Suds, the Stars were guessing or having some internal meetings as far as, do you play Derek Pouliot, who's been called up from Texas and is that extra defenseman? Do you play him in that spot? He has some NHL experience, and just see if you can go 8-9 minutes. Sean Shapiro talked to me today, and one thing that he mentioned was not necessarily worried about the speed of Colorado, but the altitude of Colorado when you play games 3 and 4 up there. It is a factor. It does catch up to you. Craig Ludwig said, it's always better when I played in Colorado that we just actually flew in that day. It was always better on a back-to-back. You'd think we'd be tired, but we weren't used to the altitude. In fact, it never got to us because hotel room to rink, back to hotel, sleep, game. So the altitude didn't get to us. So, when you're playing a stretch where you're going to be 3 or 4 days there, I think that's where you need the 6 defenseman.
Yeah, and that's a big kind of a thing. Some teams handle that differently in all of the sports. Do you want to go in and try to acclimate first? In a playoff series like that, so you really don't have time. You don't have several days like you would in football, before a game. So I've always heard that in hockey, that's the best way to go, is to get in, play, sleep, play, and get out. And the Stars against the Avs, man, I don't think they can get tired. You can't have tired in game 4. You can't have fatigue. You can't have guys out of breath and trying to catch their wind and things like that. It's because Colorado's going to light you up.
Yeah.
So they got to figure that out.
But Colorado's had a lot of rest. So the question is do they come out rusty? So what you can't do is you can't go down 0-2 again, because you did it against Vegas and you survived. you just can't do it 2 series in a row. So, you have to see what happens. Clearly, they can take a game in Colorado here and there. You have home field. I fully expect this thing to go 6 or 7 games. So it's going to be a gauntlet. So Stars fans just need to enjoy the ride and realize that it's not going to be a 4-0 sweep. And there are going to be some times of struggling because Colorado is among the elite in the NHL. Many think that Colorado is going to go all the way to the Stanley Cup. With their roster, I don't blame them. The question is their goalie, Georgiev, who a lot of people don't trust. Maybe it's because it's pronounces it Georgiev rather than Georgiev.
Right.
That could be the case. I don't know. But I mean, it's one of those things where he has allowed goals at times. So it's not like he's been a shutdown goaltender. See first game against Winnipeg, 7 goals allowed. So, things like that you kind of have to look into and say, all right, so if you're the Stars early and often, I mean, just get shots on net. My key to the Stars beating Vegas was you have to get 30 or more shots on net. And one thing the Stars were trying to do, you saw it last night, was they were trying to go high on Adin Hill. And when you go high, you miss a lot of net. And the issue is you're in the playoffs. You can't miss too many of those. You can maybe pick your corners in the regular season, but look at the Radek Foxa backhand and how simple that was. But Adin Hill couldn't see it. And, it was like,
shot.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was like a pinball. And that's what you have to do in the playoffs. You just have to put pucks on net. Yeah. Worst case scenario, they cover it up and then you have a face off in their zone. So I think, sometimes I feel as though the Stars have a tendency to do the extra pass, looking for that like perfect shot. And to me, it's like shoot pucks on net, get in front of the net, create screens.
That shot that Gavin was just talking about, if I or you would have done that, it would have just been a flick and hope. We're not actually accurately trying to make that shot go anywhere. It's just, we're firing it behind us and just hoping that it goes anywhere near the net. But the fact that it went in, I had a big question mark over my head.
It was almost a blind shot, too.
Yes.
He wasn't even looking at the goal.
No, and kind of when you look at, and that's why the NHL is a game of inches. That Radek Foxa backhand found its way to the corner of the net somehow. Earlier in the game, Jack Eichel, who's clearly one of the best 10 forwards in the game, let's say, missed a backhand with an empty net, and he was kicking himself. So there's one game of inches. Jonathan Marchessault has an empty net early in the game and hits it off the post.
Yep.
I'm not even talking minutes. I'm talking maybe a minute later at the most down in the other end. Wyatt Johnston steals a puck with a deep forecheck from Joe Pavelski and then sizzles one past Adin Hill.
Yeah, it was on the next rush. It was on the ensuing rush in the other direction.
Should have been 1-0. Should have been 1-0 Vegas heading into the end of the first period, but instead it's Dallas up 1-0. And that just changes the game. And one of the things that happened to Dallas in game 1 is they were chasing. And when you start chasing the puck, when you take penalties, it's just very tough to come back in the playoffs. So that first goal, that's why the analytics tell you first goal percentage goes way up as far as victories.
Yeah, and it's the first whatever team scores the first goal in a game 7 in hockey wins 75% of the time.
Yeah,
is what they were talking about. But
because basically you're allowed, then you're able to like continue with your style, and the other team has to adapt.
And they're the ones chasing, and that's what we saw for sure. Well, here's hoping that the Stars and the Avs don't go to a game 7, because other than just the normal perils of a game 7, there is no way Pete DeBoer goes 9-0 career in game 7s, right? Like that, the odds are so far against that.
I mean, when you're pulling out statistics about Red Auerbach in game 7, right? I mean, you're pulling out statistics from other sports. That is fascinating to me. So, hey, listen, I think some of it is luck, but I think a lot of it is preparation. And I mean, the players are the ones that play, but kudos to the coach. 8-0 in game 7s. There's got to be something to it, and I've been a big fan of Pete DeBoer. I wasn't a big fan of the hire, but, I've come around because I love his calm demeanor. Things like when they ask about Joe Pavelski struggling in this series, he quickly pointed out, well, remember Jason Robertson last year, and Jason Robertson really struggled through 2 series, but we stuck with him, and look what happened. He became one of our better players. That to me just silenced everyone, because even I was sitting back and I was like, ooh, that's a really good point. So,
Yeah.
players are going to disappear in this year. Like, we're not talking in Dallas today about, wow, Thomas Hurdle, that acquisition that was really good for Vegas, he disappeared. Mark Stone, only 2 goals, he disappeared. Of course we're not, because we won game 7. So,
Right.
it's like big time players tend to fade at times, and that's not an indictment on them as much as they're being taken out of the action. As long as others step up, like a Wyatt Johnston, it's all good.
Yeah, they're talking about it in Vegas right now. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah,
Stone disappearing,
this is their team. And we talked about it on the post show last night. The reality is that this Vegas team is going to look different. They're over the salary cap and the season just ended. So they have some work to do. They have contracts up, so they have a lot to do.
Very good, Gavin. Tell everybody where they can find the Spits and Suds podcast and find you on social media.
Similar to the Colby and Tim show, wherever your favorite podcasts are found, Spits and Suds, whether it be on Odyssey or whether it be Apple or Spotify. And thank you so much for supporting. I appreciate you guys allowing me to plug. We started this podcast for Stars fans, for a voice and to get their opinion in. And I'm so proud to say that they responded. And, it's been a lot of fun. And drinking too many Frosties because of them. But you know what? That's okay.
I've never heard that term, too many Frosties, before. That's new to me.
Well, this used to be the Drunk Sports Podcast, but still every night we do this. Tim will find a way to bring it back in, even though we rebranded. He'll still be not sober by the end of a show.
Yeah, so Spittle, we have a kegerator. I've got a Jaeger machine.
Yep.
And a fridge full of beer in the green room. So anytime you want to stop by.
I mean, the fact that Craig Ludwig is not appearing nightly on your show.
Craig's always welcome. He knows that.
Oh, no, I mean, though, that's what you have to tell him, and he'll be there.
Yeah, we're not far, actually, right from where if he still lives where I think he does. But anyway, appreciate you popping on with us. The Hockey Hawk as always.
Damn right.
And we'll do it again, hopefully towards the end of a Stars, 5-6 game win.
Absolutely. Whenever you guys need me.
All right. Appreciate you popping on. Thanks,
Love
Gavin. There he goes.
The boss man.
Colby. The boss man himself. Always fun talking hockey with Spittle.
Right, because I'm not ever going to sound smart when it comes to hockey talk, because I watch it and my brain's firing off stupid things like, there goes the puck.
Hey, look, he hit it.
Look at
that
that.
other guy stopped it.
Oh, the horn. The horn means good.
Me and you should do hockey play-by-play one time.
We should.
Can you imagine?
And then try and do it in radio form, like we're describing everything that's happening. I mean, I'll get the Stars guys' names right, but there's no chance in hell I'm getting everybody on the other team's names right.
I probably won't. Hey, does Madonna still play? Where's Mike Keane and Brian Scrudland at? I haven't seen them on the ice yet.
Scrudland. If you had any of those names on your Colby Sapp IndyCarTim bingo card, just count yourself as a winner.
Jamie Langenbrunner.
Man, from the blue line. That one time. Off his knee.
Jamie Langenpimple.
Woo.
Richard Matvechuk, Daryl. I could probably name that whole 99 roster.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Because and said this many times, the cup was won, and it was early in the morning, and I am outside shirtless in my apartments at the time. Me and one other drunk guy on the lower level on the other side of the pool look at each other and just go, woo! It was the saddest celebration I've ever been a part of. And I still don't know the guy's name, never asked him, never talked to him again.
Y'all need a reunion.
It was just me and him there for a little bit. The only 2 guys in the whole apartment complex besides the one lady that turned on her light and said, "Shut up."
How drunk are you now?
I was real drunk when that happened.
Struggling.
Oh, yeah, y'all definitely need a reunion. I celebrated the Cup skate inside Baby Dolls down on Northwest Highway.
Oh, nice.
Probably shirtless.
Along with everybody else in the establishment?
Well, so they had closed like 30 minutes before.
Uh-huh.
But my roommate that I was hanging out with was dating one of the waitresses. So like they had all the for all the staff, right? They were all there watching it. They let us hang out. But so it wasn't like, if it had ended, 45 minutes sooner,
right,
I'd have been in a strip club full of strippers watching them skate the cup, but it was closed. So they all had clothes on.
They all went and put stuff on. I mean, wait,
put stuff up their butts.
No.
Is that what you were going to say?
No, they just went and put stuff on. But if you've already been naked in front of all these people, why would you? I mean, you just continue to be naked.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, just because you closed doesn't mean you can't sit on my lap anymore.
I mean, you still probably had dollars. Are you just broke?
I just used quarters back then.
So during the 8:30 segment, we will take some time to do a little Dallas Mavericks talk because we didn't get to do that at this moment. And there's not enough time left for me to explain my Mavericks love is what's going on with the Dallas Mavericks. But coming up next, we do have the good, bad, and uglies where we go through all the famous people that are born today and tell you why they're either good, bad, or ugly. And then I have my mystery shotgun coming up. And that's all coming up on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show.
Sports fans, FanStream Sports.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you now. More FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show right here on FanStream Sports. Hey, there's Colby. Where am I?
Don't know. Just more me.
More me. God almighty, Grego, where am I? This is a Monday. Welcome into the show. Welcome everyone joining on Twitter. We got a lot of people here on X visiting us today, Colby.
Don't count out the A's.
Almost called you Grego. And of course on YouTube, on FanStream Sports TV, we are live on the FanStream Sports app, audio only, and then over at fanstreamsports.com, you can catch the live video over there as well as all of our archived podcasts and shows and all of our episodes for all of our shows across our network. We appreciate you guys supporting FanStream Sports as we continue to grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, and for those that are like, don't know why he keeps saying FanStream Sports over and over again, the quick explanation, that is our little company that we have. All of our, basically a lot of our friends.
It's a little network.
A little network. I mean, Norm's a friend. JP's a friend.
Yeah.
Fish is a friend. Those guys, if you're wanting any of their content out there, well, we've got it. It's right there at FanStream Sports.
We've got it. Yeah, baby, we've got it.
And now we're in 80s commercial.
Colby, it's National Beverage Day, so I had to go get me a beverage out of the freezer up front.
Little Fireball?
Is Fireball a beverage?
I mean, yes. Fireball
All right.
is a beverage.
Well, let's fire off what we're doing next. And while you're doing the intro to this pretty little segment, I'm going to put this on my lips and ingest. Welcome to the Sparrow's Nest.
What a horrible handoff to me.
Where that came from.
This is the Good, Bad, and Ugly, that segment where I go through all the people that were born today, find the people that are famous enough to make my list, put them on a list, and offer them to you guys for, well, you guys, me, and Tim to decide who is the good person, who is the bad person, who is the ugly person. Yes, those are the exact rules. You can vote. We all each have our votes, and we decide nothing at the end because we all think we're right. So
No vetoes.
I mean, there's vetoes when Tim does something utterly stupid.
No, when you do.
Hey, you do it more times than I do.
Probably true. That's accurate.
Passed away in 1985, but today is his birthday. It's one Orson Welles. If you've ever seen a guy that looks more disgruntled in photographs than Orson Welles.
Resting disgruntled face.
Dude, he just looked like, I mean, every picture I've seen of him, he looks like the man. Like the head boss back in the day that just wasn't, I'm in charge and you make nothing because I make all the money.
So, of course, I know who Orson Welles is because I'm an old movie freak, right? Like, I love old movies. And, of course, his radio drama War of the Worlds back in the 30s where everybody thought there was literally aliens attacking.
Yes.
That kicked off the whole War of the Worlds stuff. That was his play, his radio show. And even though they had a disclaimer, I think it was on NBC at the time, nobody heard the disclaimer, and they literally turned on their radios to hear a news report of aliens from Mars attacking America or attacking the world, and they thought it was live and it was real.
Yeah, can you imagine the shock?
God, it was crazy. So
I wonder if they could taste anything with their butts.
The aliens?
No, the humans, because they were so tight.
Oh.
I mean.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I'll get you now. I'll give you that one.
No, you won't.
You had to explain it.
You stay away from my butt.
Stay away from my butt. Let's go mudding, Colby.
Okay.
But, of course, I remember him most recently before he died as the wine spokesman. You remember his wine commercials?
No, I don't.
I'm trying to remember the winery. But it was, we will sell no wine before it's time. And I'm trying to remember, that was their catchphrase. Who was the?
Ernest and Julio.
Ernest and Julio Gallo. That's exactly who it was. Yep. Why is he Julio, not Julio?
I don't know. I'm not the one that told me how to say it.
You don't have the same problem with names that I do you?
I don't.
I have a lot of
I don't
problem
care.
with names.
You tell me what your name is. Cool. If I remember it, even better.
You won't.
And then I'll tell you.
Then it'll tell you how dumb it is.
Well, I won't tell you how dumb it is. I'll just be like, that's your name. Cool. And then if I remember it, you'll never hear me ask you, I forgot your name. What is it? 'Cause that's the other thing. Again, I never have to pussyfoot around somebody when I forgot their name. If I forgot your name, I'm just going to ask you, what's your damn name again?
I'll just stop talking to you.
Why?
Because I don't know your name.
I have too many names in my head. If I talk to you more than 3 times and I've still forgotten your name, it's just you're not rememberable.
rememberable.
Right. Turning 24 years old is Dicker the kicker, Cameron Dicker.
From Texas,
Yeah.
Cleveland, right? I mean, he was at one point.
He's been everywhere now. He's dicking, kicking everywhere, man.
Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the
Cameron Dicker.
I
Actually wrote Dicker the kicker instead of his name.
I mean, that's as soon as I mean, even if I see it as Cameron Dicker, my brain just goes Dicker the kicker.
Yeah.
So, Jason Witten turns 42 years old today.
Jay Witt.
Yep,
Think he could still play?
probably. Him and J.J. Watt out there.
Huh. Well, J.J. Watt's not 42, though.
True,
Why would you bring J.J. Watt into this?
because he's been quoted as saying, if they need me in Houston, all they got to do is ask. I've got one more time left.
Yeah, that ain't happening. Well, you know why? Because they're winning now. Now he's interested again.
Yeah,
Idiots.
they're not idiots.
Jason Witten, was he good?
Duh.
Is he better than Doug Cosby?
Yes, first down getting Jason Witten.
Is he better than Jay Novacek?
Yes.
Come on.
No, you come on.
Is he better than Preston Pearson?
Well, yeah.
Eric Bjornsson.
Definitely better than Bjork.
Eric Bjornsson. I'm just naming random tight ends.
You didn't even name any really good ones. You're just
What? You don't think Jay Novacek and Doug Cosby were good?
Jay Novacek, yes. Bill Cosby, I don't think played football.
Doug Cosby.
Doug.
Oh, he was awesome, man.
The only
Cosby
Doug that was
awesome.
ever good at anything was Doug Flutie.
Doug Williams
Well, he won the Super Bowl.
won that one Super Bowl.
Yep, he did.
Don't say Doug Williams isn't good to anybody in Tampa Bay.
69 years old today,
Giggle.
Tom Bergeron.
Dude, I think he's kind of awesome.
He is kind of awesome.
I'm not going to lie. I think he's kind of awesome.
He's the cheesiest MFer to ever be on TV that made me go, not bad, Tom.
Like, for what you're doing,
Not bad at all.
you're maybe the best at what you're doing right now.
Which that's the thing. I never liked when people did what he was doing.
Right.
I like the American Funniest Home Videos. I loved the American Funniest Home Videos before YouTube showed me that everybody has those videos.
Yeah.
You just go watch them forever.
Right.
But before that, I loved the videos, but I never liked the dude that
Bob
was,
Saget?
Bob was okay, but it was not. He was no Tom Bergeron.
No, Tom took it to a next level. And now, what's his name? Andre Ribeiro's doing it.
Man, I thought you were going to say Andre Iguodala was doing it.
Andre Iguodala is now doing America's Funniest Home Videos.
I'm in.
Well, you don't remember who Rolf Benerska was, do you?
No.
Rolf Benerska was the San Diego Chargers kicker back in the Dan Fouts days.
Uh-huh.
And he went on to host the daytime version of Wheel of Fortune for a long time. I'd come home from school, turn on the TV. I'm like, why is the Chargers kicker hosting a game show?
Bob Seger is 79 years old today.
Like a rock.
Yep.
Dude, he's amazing. I love me some Bob Seger. What's your thoughts on Bob Seger? Better than Bob Saget?
Better than Bob Saget, not Comedy Club Bob Saget.
Okay.
Comedy Club Bob Saget, maybe better than.
He's dirty.
He's real dirty.
He was real dirty.
He was real dirty. It was like, wait, what?
I think that's why God killed him.
What about the? What are you doing?
I thought maybe you wouldn't catch that.
What are you doing?
Is my microphone on?
Yes.
Dirty.
Holy shit. Dakota Kai turns 36. She's a wrestler.
Who? Oh, how old is she?
36.
Dakota?
Dakota Kai. She has a real name, and
Is she the quarterback of the Cowboys?
yes.
Could she do better?
What?
Could she do better than our other Dakota?
At quarterback, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
All right.
She's a good wrestler, but
Is she hot?
Yeah, she's right there in that hot range.
Great. Now I gotta go look at it.
Chris Paul is can't read my writing. 39.
What's he gonna do now? That team's got some question marks, man.
They do have some question marks.
And he's
but,
one of the biggest.
You know, I don't mind his commercials. I think those are kind of cool. But
Oh, the State Farm commercials?
I don't like him.
I can't stand him.
As a basketball player, he annoys
Colby,
me.
why didn't you tell me Dakota Kai's hot?
I did.
And she's from New Zealand. Good day, mate.
Well, see, that would have thrown you off because then she'd have had some kind of accent, and you'd be like, "No, I'm
She
out."
does have an accent. It's just like Australian.
Yeah. Well, it's not exactly like.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
The shrimp's name is Ken.
Need
Willie
another
Mays
fireball.
is 93 years old today.
Still playing baseball.
I mean,
Think he could catch a fly ball?
yes.
I think so too.
Just a little pop. Just a little pop to Willie.
Yeah, I bet he could.
Don't mark that.
Some porn music behind it.
No, I didn't say Jose Altuve's 34.
Gross.
I mean, how can Altuve and Paul have the same birthday as Witten and Mays?
That's just wrong. And Dicker.
Yeah.
And Orson.
Well, Dicker was pretty much, as far as athletes go, I just wanted to say his name
Yeah, I
again.
know.
In case I never got to say it again. I could say it there. Naomi Scott's 31.
Wrestler.
No.
Oh.
She was, what was she in that you would have seen? Because I don't think you watched the Power Rangers movie.
Nope. Naomi. Oh, she's cute.
Yes.
Aladdin, she was in. Never saw it though.
Yeah,
Charlie's Angels. She was in Charlie's Angels.
probably.
Huh.
What's Charlie's Angels? I'm not making it past Barrymore, Diaz, and Lou. Right? Anybody else
I didn't know there were others.
that was in those movies? I didn't see.
You don't
that.
remember when Demi Moore was the bad guy in it, and she was hot.
I remember, but that was at the time to where it's like, yeah, but she's not those other three.
I've never seen any of these movies that she's in,
Well, Naomi Scott, 31.
but I feel like I want to now.
And now officially, not a Batman in the worst comic book movie failure of all time. George Clooney, 63. That, by the way, is now owned by the Marvels. It has lost more money than the Flash movie did.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, how?
Just because of how much they put into it to how much it made. It's lost more money.
Wow. He was the nipple Batman.
Yes. And he was also at the end of that particular movie.
I thought he was a good Batman.
George Clooney?
Yeah, I liked all of those. I liked all of the Batmen. I liked Val Kilmer. Of course, Michael Keaton's my favorite.
Michael Keaton. All right, fine. We got a second. Let's go over the list. Michael Keaton was a great Batman. I did not like his Bruce Wayne.
Right, you're on record for saying that, yeah.
George Clooney didn't have a chance because the script that was written
Yeah.
for him was cartoon.
Because he was Batman and Robin with Chris
Yeah.
O'Donnell, right? And
No, if
that
you'd
was just-
given Clooney a chance, maybe he would have done something. Same with Val. Maybe he'd have done something. Christian Bale, I thought his Bruce Wayne was amazing. His Batman was okay.
I didn't like his Batman.
I think the
Batman.
villains really, his rogues gallery there really carried the Nolan trilogy. That's pretty much what I thought.
All right.
The same with Keaton. When you have Jack playing the Joker,
Yeah.
that really adds to it. And then, of course, DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer playing, Penguin and Catwoman. Yeah, that added to it. But my favorite Batman, and Pat Bat, we still don't know about because he's still yet to really show us what he does with Wayne. His Batman's pretty good, but I think it's Affleck.
Oh, but we have a hate comment on our screen.
Uh-oh. Let me see it. Damn
Jared
it.
Dupuis says thunder up. That's a
Damn
hate
it.
crime, sir.
It is, but
stick with us.
he comes by it. He comes by it honestly
Sure.
because he's an Oklahoma boy.
It's okay.
That's also
They'll always be the Seattle Supersonics to me.
what up, cousin.
You just call him cuz.
That's because that's what he is.
Yeah, I'll still give me Michael Keaton. He should have just stuck with the character, like, even now until today. He should still be Batman.
He's also a part of the second worst comic book movie of all time financially.
Which one?
He was in The Flash.
That wasn't his fault.
He was in it. He was a main star in it.
I guarantee you,
Can't
the
say
8 people
what.
that saw the movie, they only went to see him.
9, sir. There was at least 9 people that saw it with me.
I still haven't seen it.
Wait, you can't do that and say you're a Michael Keaton Batman fan. You've got to
Why?
go watch it.
Well, it's not really Batman.
It had 3 Batmans.
It's a
in it.
fake Batman.
It had Ben Affleck, it had Keaton, and it had Clooney.
All at the same time? Or like flashbacks?
No, it's just running through different timelines.
CGI'd, right? Like they weren't really there.
Also had Nick Cage fighting a giant spider as Superman. So there you go.
That's kind of cool. Was he noir Spider-Man too?
Yes, at the same time of being Superman. It was
That's
weird.
awesome.
Yeah, cross universe and everything. All right, we forgot what we were doing, so let's get back to what we were doing. As
Happens a
Tim,
lot.
you've read the list. You've heard the list. What is your votes for good, bad, and ugly?
Colby, my good. There's not a lot of options here. I got to go again. My rules, everybody knows my rules if you listen to the segment. If I have an acting good, a sports good, and a hot good, hot will always take priority.
Wow.
And I've got a sports good, a singing good, and a couple of hot goods. But Colby, I think I got to go with Dakota Kai as my good.
All right.
Other options were, of course, Jason Witten, Tom Bergeron, Bob Seger, Naomi Scott, and George Clooney. Could have gone Clooney.
Dakota Kai is currently on my TV screen right now.
Brag. That's a weird brag.
Uh-huh.
She asked about me yet?
No.
You have captions on so you could hear it if she did?
Nope.
So my bad. Got a couple of those too here.
There's only one, Tim. There's only one.
Yeah, they're both sports, but one takes priority over the other because he's a local bad. Jose Altuve is my bad.
Yep.
By the way, we're going to hear some short jokes coming up when we hear some audio from the Tom Brady roast. Because one, Nikki Glaser tore into Kevin Hart.
It's not
awesome.
hard.
Oh, God, I can't wait, dude. You're going to freak. It's going to make you want to watch the whole damn thing, I promise. Then my ugly, Colby. You know, you touched on this early when you on the first part of the segment. Orson Welles was never an attractive man.
Nah.
But now that he's been dead for, what, 40, 35, 45 years, whatever, 40 years,
Uh-huh.
we're going to go with him.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Oh, it's first.
Going to argue with you. My good is, how many different ways can I say Jason Witten?
All right, that's a weird good.
Not a weird good. First down getting Jason Witten, sir.
Yeah, but he's kind of a jerk.
He's never been a jerk to me.
He's kind of a jerk in real life.
He's never been a jerk to
Me neither, but I've heard stories.
Well, you know what? Maybe the people that are telling stories were the assholes.
I just had a conversation last night with somebody.
Well, you know, you should probably stop talking to assholes.
Well, she was cute.
Oh, well.
I was going to hear everything she said.
Mm-hmm. My bad is it's Jose Altuve.
Duh. If it wasn't, I was going to throw something through this glass.
And my ugly has to go to, yeah, I'm not going to double down on the Orson. I got to go Bob Seger.
Okay. No, that's acceptable too.
So,
Isn't it weird that he could be a good and an ugly all at the same time?
hey, man, you can be good and ugly.
Like a rock.
So,
I was strong as I could be.
by the way, Jared, if you're still hanging with us, we will get to Mavs Thunder talk in a little bit. I don't
will.
know if you're going to like how this series ends up.
No.
I think so.
Not.
But, you know,
It can be bad.
could be I could be entirely wrong.
Look,
but
Colby, this
I've got a
series
feeling.
could either be good, bad, or ugly.
It's a good way to wrap that up as we head into this next segment, which is called, well, somebody's got to play music for it. Yes. Welcome in to Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with Pod Racer Tim. We've got some stuff to get into, a little bit of Marvel and a little bit of DC movie information for you as well. there's been some things coming out. There's a new Deadpool Wolverine trailer that's out only for people that have been at the movies, which has a really good Paul Rudd joke in it, by the way.
So many.
This one is, if you haven't seen the Deadpool Wolverine trailer, this is the joke is basically they're walking up to the giant Ant-Man skeleton, and the mask raises up, and then Deadpool says something along the lines of, "Look, Paul Rudd finally aged." So that is in there. But the other things that have been ballied about across the internet is the post-credit scene. Now, I purposefully haven't asked questions about the post-credit scene because once I saw that other, leakers and tipsters have known about what it is and refused to post it because it's so huge that they do not want to spoil it.
It's like a big deal, apparently.
It's super huge. This is all I'm getting out of it is that it is this post-credit scene for Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be something that, if somebody spoils it for you, it's going to be like if somebody's spoiling the end of the Infinity Stone saga.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you accidentally saw that Twitter caption of Tony Stark with the Infinity Gauntlet snapping his fingers, and then, passing, if you were one of those people that saw that before you actually got to see the movie, then this is one of those that you want to try and stay away from the spoilers on. And I'm not going to get too far into it, but just to tell you that it's nuts enough that, again, you're people that normally and make money off of spoiling and tipping things to you, which I'm kind of in one of those boats. We're not going to tell you. And I'm not searching it out because I don't want it spoiled for myself. So just be excited if you are an MCU fan or just a Deadpool fan or whatever you are, that the post-credits scene is supposedly mind-blowing. So hold on to your butts for that. I wanted to get into a little bit of the Thunderbolts, as there has been things that have been pointing to what the Thunderbolts is going to do. The Deadpool Wolverine movie, by the way, is going to introduce some characters and make a way for more of the mutants to enter into the MCU. So if you're wondering what kind of, purpose that movie's going to have, it's going to adjust the MCU. The other movie that's going to adjust the MCU is the Thunderbolts. And for those that don't know, it's Marvel's version basically of the Suicide Squad. It's your semi-bad guys that are assigned to try and do good things. And not leading it yet, but will appear in the movie, will be Thunderbolt Ross. Now, with Hurt's passing, in case you didn't know, Harrison Ford will be, the role of Thunderbolt Ross. And we haven't had any confirmation that he will at some point be the Red Hulk, but that is where his character arc is going, as he will be the Red Hulk. But the one thing that is happening in the Thunderbolts is this is where they will introduce adamantium. This Wolverine claw skeleton stuff, that metal. So not only will you have vibranium, you'll now have adamantium, which there's been a lot of debate, comic book nerd-wise, is like if they go against each other, like if Wolverine starts clawing at, Cap's shield, what happens? Because Cap...
So that's never happened before?
It has, with varied results depending on who was writing the comic book.
Okay.
But with the MCU kind of setting this, their version of canon, what's going to happen officially for the MCU is the claws going to do damage, but not enough. Like we saw Cap's shield get busted up by Thanos in the Infinity Stone saga.
Right.
We saw that happen. So are we going to try and say that adamantium is stronger than vibranium? Because you're adding it, it's coming in next.
So adamantium is synthetic.
It's,
right?
Vibranium is an ore, and adamantium is supposedly even smaller supply of an ore.
Okay, so that wasn't developed in a lab. I thought that was developed in a lab somewhere.
I want to say it was just a very expensive.
They just found it. Okay.
Yeah, element.
Okay.
So
You probably know more than I do.
that's where I want to go. It does also, my brain also says it could have been they just mixed titanium and diamond together and said, let's just mix the words together too.
Oh, yeah.
But so that's with the Thunderbolts there. You'll have some of that involved. But the other thing that the Thunderbolts is going to have is the antagonist, which I never thought would actually be in a movie, but we've discussed this before. But the antagonist in the Thunderbolts is going to be the Sentry.
Mm-hmm.
The Sentry, for those that don't know, is Marvel's version of Superman. He's got the power of a bunch of suns. He's immense. He's a badass. He's also lost in time. And one of the key components to the Sentry story is that he lost his memory, and then it comes back to him when he realizes this bad guy called the Void is coming. Come to find out the Void is actually him. And the reason why he lost his memory is because Reed Richards helped him remove his memory. So they could add in the Sentry, which would then explain why everybody forgot about him, because they also forgot about Reed Richards because the Fantastic Four is supposedly, the movie is set in the 60s. So that could be a way they could drag them all together. Just say we forgot about everybody, and they all did. I don't know. I think I just lost myself in my
That's a good explanation, though. I followed it.
So anyway, the gateway to the Fantastic Four could be the Thunderbolts movie, and just wanted to let you guys know about that, and that the Sentry was happening. I'm sorry, I have so much stupid comic book knowledge in my head that sometimes it just starts scissoring.
I have the picture of the Superman. Are we supposed to show that? Okay.
Next.
I thought you forgot that I had it.
No, I didn't forget that you had it.
All right. Hit the theme, Expo.
Impossible segue, but James Gunn decided to go ahead and release to everybody what Corn Sweat Superman was going to look like. And Tim has the photo, as he reminded me. Tim? So this, if you remember what Cavill's suit looked like, this is what Corn Sweat's suit looks like. And I have to tell you, I love the S on this. It's a callback to some of my favorite Superman comics, but the rest of this, I love James Gunn's work, but this screams, does this scream to you what it screams to me? It screams Guardians of the Galaxy's version of Superman. Does it not? The muted colors?
So to me, this screams classic Superman.
Does it?
The colors do. Like, not the S. You're right about the S. Like, I love the S on this.
Right.
But to me, this is such a other. You're right. The muted colors are different, but like just the fact that it's that blue and that red, to me says, and then the curl in his hair. See the little very minor curl in the right there on his forehead.
Yes.
Dude, that tells me traditional classic Superman.
I mean, I can see
like
that.
Christopher Reeve.
I can see that. Maybe it's just me thinking James Gunn and then looking at it, but this, when I saw it, I was like, is he Guardians and Superman? But, and I
mean, he had a little bit of something to do with that, right?
Well, yeah, he was, yeah, the reason why it was so awesome,
right?
Because of what he did with it. But I don't know, man. I love the way Cavill looked, how shiny and sparkly that suit looked when it was, all red and blued out. It was like, woo. It's like, no, you couldn't. I mean, Boy Scout to death, the big blue Boy Scout. He looks.
See, I like it. I like the muted better than the bright colors.
And if that's not Brainiac attacking in the background, by the way, that's just what it screams to me. But that could be anything. So there you are. See what you think about that. But that was it's Superman Legacy. That's the first official DC Studios release. It'll be the next thing we'll see from DC Studios is Creature Commandos. That's going to be animated on Max, and then after that, you will end up with Superman movie, which is going to be basically a mini Justice League, because you're going to have Green Lantern, you're going to have Hawk Girl, you're going to have a lot of characters intertwined in the movie, so it's not going to be an origin story for Corn Sweat's Superman. It's going to be right in the mix. So,
Can we call him something other than Corn Sweats?
well, I mean, it's his last name.
I know, but
It doesn't ring like Cavill, but
it makes me uncomfortable.
Corn Sweat.
Yes. Not a real name.
I mean, it's his name. It is a real name.
He made that up.
I don't think
There's no way
There's
people are named Corn Sweat.
Okay. There's no way he went through all available names and said, you know what? I want that one. Corn Sweat.
I mean, we're talking about it, aren't we?
We're going to go with Corn Sweat.
I mean, I've gone with worse.
So,
Are you ready for the extra music?
just one more thing.
Okay.
As in bad decisions go,
See our show?
yeah, there has been a new bad decision before the Crow reboot movie enters theaters. May 29th and 30th, you'll have an opportunity to see the original Brandon Lee Crow in theaters. So not only are they going to wait till after you see the better product, which was the original Crow back in theaters, then they're going to be like, here's a new one. Just so you can really, so in case you forgot how good the old one was, and there you go. So they're going to let you see the old one and then go, here's a new one.
Huh.
And then you get to go watch it. And it's going to make it like everybody that thinks it's okay, if they go to see the Brandon Lee Crow first, they're going to realize it's not. It's bad.
The
It's
second
real bad.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real. No, and I'm not talking about Crow City of Angels. Go look it up. Skarsgård's Crow.
It's a weird costume, right?
It's a
we
weird.
went over this.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go watch it because I think Skarsgård's amazing, but
All the Skarsgårds are amazing.
they are.
Speaking of reshowings,
Huh?
Star Wars, the revamped George Lucas attack, was it? No, Phantom Menace is coming out.
Really?
You didn't see this?
I did not.
Re-released in the theaters, and he's tweaked it with CGI just like he did the original trilogy when they re-released it.
I hope it's better than that first re-release of Star Wars where they brought Jabba out in the A New Hope, and it looked awful.
Oh, when he was out by the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they had Han step over his tail, and you could tell they just clipped
Hopped
him.
him.
I just hopped him.
Because you know why? When they were filming that, Jabba the Hutt was just a dude.
Yes.
And he walked like just around the guy. Well, now that he's a slug or whatever, you got to make him hop over. Yeah, it was terrible,
It was
dude.
bad.
But I saw a little quick snippet with him with George Lucas on, and again, it was the same thing. He was like, look, there's a lot of a way that I wanted things to look that we didn't have the technology for at the time,
Right.
that we had to improvise certain things. I've taken all that out and I've gone back in with some new technology, and this is the way that I wanted it to look when it came out. Well, that's what he said about the original series when he redid, or the original trilogy when he redid it too, and it was terrible.
Right.
And now you can't even find the way it was, the theatrical release of any of them.
Did anybody at that conference ask him about Mara Jade?
I didn't see the whole interview. But you know what? I'll probably go see it. I'll go see Phantom Menace in the theaters again.
By the way, if any of you nerds out there got the Mara Jade reference in George Lucas and you think that was funny, well, you and me, and that's about it, thought it was. Thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Or you can taste my
Is she a Skywalker? Oh, she's a Skywalker, isn't she?
She is, well, I mean, spoiler alert, Tim, for those that aren't reading the books.
Well, I'm not. I've just heard the name.
Yes. Well, her and Luke ended up being a thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
there you go. Coming up next, Tim wants to talk about roast and carrots and
No, it's not a pot roast, Colby. It's a Tom
Celery.
Brady roast.
so it's a goat roast. And then I've got news and notes. That
Let me do
Col-
the outro here.
Oh yeah, that was Colby Sapp's mystery shotgun. Up next is goat roast, and that's what they should have called it, is the goat,
roast.
And news and notes. We'll be right back.
Sports fans, Fanstream Sports.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the perfect temperature, and ensure your home is secure, all from the palm of your hand. Star Power has the experts that will transform your house into a secure, smart home. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Get started at GetStarPower.com. Star Power, where innovation meets home.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine, it's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much, if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com. Hey listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you now. More FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Colby Whiskey Tillman Sapp. So it'd be nice to know where Tillman came from, but I guess we'll never know.
This is my name.
It's not where it came from, though.
This is my dad's middle name.
Probably not where it came from either.
My papaw's middle name.
They're probably getting closer.
That's where.
We'll never know. It's one of life's mysteries, sir.
That's my great pappy's middle name, and that's pretty much where I know it's at.
But you don't know before then.
Nope.
It could be back 8 generations.
All I was told was that that's a Sapp boy's middle name, so that's what it was.
You didn't argue. You say, I do what I want to do, old man.
And no. I mean, them's the rules. All right, cool.
It's like you got to like the Longhorns and you got to like the Cowboys.
Or get out.
I mean, you don't have to, but you can't stay here.
Yeah, you can go find somewhere else. You can go root for them 49ers, boy. You better get out. I'm like, no, I'll root for the Cowboys, Dad. We're good.
I think our old men were pretty cool.
By the way, Tim, I didn't tell you, in case those that wanted to know, the last, quotes, Fast and Furious film will be released in 2026.
The world will be a better place.
No, man. It's always a good reason to go to the theater and watch that. Not care about anything going on, just watching things explode.
They going back to space?
It's like the Michael Bay experience watching Fast and Furious.
Does he ever direct a Fast and Furious movie? I feel like that'd be overload.
Oh, that would be overload.
Right?
Just him just describing the plot of the next Fast and Furious movie. It's like,
or John Woo?
No, John Woo, you'd have to add the doves.
Yeah. The doves and the slow-mo.
That's right.
Like the cars, spinning wheels, peeling out. It'd be in slow motion. And the doves would be flying out from underneath the car.
Yeah, and then Bay would somehow have some 360 cam working in it. swing it around, but then you just go ahead and go, hey, J.J. Abrams, come in here with some lens flare.
It'd be the worst movie ever. Like we just described the next Star Wars.
I mean,
Why don't they let Michael Bay have a crack at Star Wars?
well, supposedly they're going to fix it all.
Yeah, we heard that the first time. Shouldn't have broken it. J.J. Abrams. Swear to God, this is George Lucas's fault.
No, he's sitting over with all his money.
Dude, it's $4 billion. Counting
Skywalker Ranch.
paying it to his ex-wives.
Uh-huh. Do you want to go find him another ex-wife here in a second?
Must be nice to be able to afford ex-wives.
I mean, you're somehow still here.
I don't have to afford any of them anymore.
Hmm.
I got one that owes me money. By the way, Colby, finally filed for divorce.
Really?
It's happened after 4 years.
Been 4 years?
In August it will be.
Holy shit.
Finally! We got a party.
Did we want to get to Mavs talk or
Gotta-
roast talk first?
You got to drink whiskey.
I got to drink whiskey with you?
Yeah, celebrate. And then I'm going to go get hitched again.
All right.
Probably not happening.
I'm going to get hitched at Barnum and Bailey Circus.
I'm going to Vegas. I don't know. What do you want to talk about first? The Mavericks?
I'd like to get a little bit that into our wheelhouse before we move on to other things. As I want to point out, maybe you've listened to somebody else at this point this out, but if you haven't,
By the way, Kid was extended this offseason.
yes, he was.
Terrible deal.
It's pretty smart.
If it keeps him here, it ain't very good.
I know you're not a Jason Kidd guy, but it seems like everybody that shows up here, once they buy into the whole situation, starts playing really good defense. And that is a sign to me of some good coaching going on to get good defensive play, because I believe that's going to be the significance here, along with the additions that the Mavs had through the offseason, is the defense that we saw this Mavs team play against a older team in the Clippers, where at times it just looked like there was nothing the Clippers could do. There was times where the Clippers were making shots by, bouncing it off their elbow and it was going in.
Yeah.
But you're not going to count on that to happen for, enough games to win a series. You got to do other things, and that's where the Mavericks capitalized. But there was one part that I think everybody needs to notice before we get into the Mavs Thunder preview. And there's been times where even in the regular season, you look out and you're watching one Luka Doncic play, and you notice that he's not the matador he once was at defense. He's not just letting people by. He's given a little bit, and there's some growth that's happening with his game. But during this Clippers series, I started to notice that not only was he not anywhere near a defensive liability, but he was playing a level of defense that I thought may make the offense that we expect out of him not as sustainable. And that may have been the reason, along with, being a little bit hobbled, that he wasn't hitting as many shots. There may have been some tiredness going on with it, but the defense that he was playing was something that I think was setting the tone for the rest of the team, which is already bought in because of Kidd's defense.
Yeah.
They've already bought in. They know what they're doing back there. That's the reason why you got the link. That's the reason why you got what you got at the trade deadline, was because you wanted to be able to play this style. But with Kyrie able to take over the offense, and of course Luka, chiming in, and then Luka and everybody else on the court also just D'ing up, that's something that, along with their length, that's going to, it looked great, and it's going to have and show trouble for the Thunder team, which is a good team. It's a damn good Thunder team. But the other thing that the Thunder team is that I think is going to give them a little bit of trouble, besides being young, it's a very young Thunder team. Now, they're well coached.
Yeah.
That shouldn't, they should get back past some of those things about, being a younger team. But we've all seen, no matter how well coached, a young team in the playoffs doesn't have the reps and doesn't have we've seen this before for instantaneous reaction. That's something that the Thunder team is they're a little bit lacking in that department. Very talented, a really good team. But I think the other thing that's in the Mavericks' favor is Dallas Mavericks went and got tall.
Yeah.
Went and got big. Thunder's a little bit of a small lineup that they've got rolling out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think your Dallas Mavericks are going to be able to have a pretty good series against the Thunder. It's almost to the point where I feel like, as confident as I feel, that it's obviously going to go the other direction.
Right. And this series could go either way. Obviously we know that they met up 4 times in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Thunder 3-1 against the Mavs. By the way, the only Mavs loss in that 4-game series, regular season, the only game they had both Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic in the game healthy.
Right.
Weirdly enough, right?
Well, the only win that they had.
Oh, sorry. What did I say? Loss?
Loss.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad.
That was also right after the trade deadline.
Yes.
And so they acquired Gafford.
Washington. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have all your pieces that you have now, for sure.
Right.
So throw the regular season out, which you do anyway in a playoff series.
You do.
In like we talked about with hockey, you do it in the NBA too. Means nothing. The fact that these teams are so close together geographically, I think matters.
It does.
A lot less. They're 200 miles apart, right? I mean, the travel's going to be nothing. So throw that part out of it. So if it comes down to your 2 biggest stars on each team, which is often what happens in the NBA, maybe more so than any other sport.
Okay, yeah.
You've got, what's his name, Gilgeous-Alexander for the Thunder and Luka for the Mavericks. It could come down to whichever one has a better series against the other. The way, and I know, man, the Thunder, to me, they look unbeatable.
Oh, they're pretty badass.
They swept New Orleans like a middle school team.
Well,
which New Orleans isn't great. I get it. The Mavs are no Pelicans, that's for sure.
Mm-mm.
And the Thunder have had a long, just like the Avalanche in the Stars series, the Thunder have had a long layoff. So, because of the sweep. So, look, if Luka wants to make it, not that he hasn't already, but if he wants to add to the name that he's already made in the league in the playoffs, he's got to have a just outstanding series against the Thunder, because this might be the best team that they've gone up against in the playoffs since he's been here.
Oh,
talent-wise.
Talent-wise, I mean, they were in the playoffs against the Golden State Warriors when they were doing their thing.
No, I think this team's better.
You think this current Thunder team is better than the
Well, what was that? His first year?
When they were in the Western Conference Finals.
Second year.
Yeah.
Okay, since that one then. That's fine. I'll give you that.
I was about to say.
But, okay, these Clippers teams that they've failed against and then just beat, they're not the Thunder. So I think this is a big test for Luka to make a name for himself, or to put a stamp on the league, from a national perspective. You did it against you didn't have a great Clippers series.
Oh, that was a really good series.
Early, but you did. You finished it off extremely strong. But, man, this is an opportunity, I think, for Luka. And I don't know anything about Gilgeous-Alexander. I know he's one of the top players in the league, but whatever.
He's really good, dude.
Is Luka better?
Yes, I think Luka is probably your second best player in the NBA right now.
Behind?
Right now, the way he's playing, I think I would go with Ant.
Not Jokic?
Jokic is up there.
Okay. So then, if all other things are equal, and Luka's better than General Grievous Alexander, shouldn't the Mavs come out on top? By the way, no Dwight Powell for probably the rest of the playoffs.
I don't think I'm worried about that.
Man, that hits you depth-wise, though.
I don't think I'm worried. As long as Lively's there and as small as they are, I think Gafford's a big deal. I don't know. I mean, the only way Powell's going out there is when it's you're up by 40.
Oh, I disagree. I think he played a bigger part than that.
I love Powell in the locker room.
No, and I'm not saying he's the be-all, end-all, right? I love Dwight Powell in the locker room, too, and I love him on the court. I know he's not one of the top 5, 6, 7 players on the team, but he adds a bit of depth to the lineup, especially in a playoff series that can get physical, that will get physical.
If this gets physical, the Thunder are done.
Because you think the Mavs are that much bigger.
They are that much bigger.
Okay. I hope you're right, because I think it is going to get physical.
If it starts...
By the way, do the Thunder still have Kevin Durant and James Harden and Russell Westbrook? They're not there anymore, right?
I mean, you just got through playing 2 of those guys in the Clippers. So I don't think they automatically
They
went
can't go back?
home. Like, all right, now we're in the next team.
Well, I don't know how the NBA works.
Yeah, apparently. So we were making official predictions.
What you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Thunder in 6. And that's not a Mavericks hate pick. That's I think the Thunder are better.
Yeah,
and they've got home court.
Yeah, I'll go direct opposite you, and I want to say 5, but I'll say 6. Mavs in 6.
Wow. Okay, first of all, Thunder in 5 would be a tremendous upset, right?
The Mavs in 5?
Mavs in 5, yeah, what you said, yeah, would be a tremendous upset.
See, I think the team's just mismatched. I really do.
Well, you know what? We'll know
Tuesday
in game 1. You got 2 up there.
Right.
Man, if the Mavs split, I think you're golden before you come back to Dallas. I think a split is a pipe dream.
I am less worried about the Mavs Thunder series than I am the Dallas Stars versus the Colorado Avalanche.
See, I'm less worried about the Avalanche. I think that's a bad matchup for Colorado.
See, the speed. Never mind. Not getting into it.
We have to get into. We'll get into more hockey talk on Wednesday.
So there you go.
We'll do a whole segment on hockey talk.
There's our official pick. So when I'm right, you can yell at Tim, and
I hope they do yell at me. I hope I'm wrong.
And if Tim's right, you can yell at him for jinxing it.
Colby, we have comments. We were barking about nobody commenting.
I'm sure.
As Colby does. Ron Gallagher wants to know if I'm drinking on the air. Well, I do that every show, sir.
Or is he just asking me about my...
Had a couple of Fireballs.
Mavs content.
I got my vodka, Gatorade. See, I'm drinking the vodka, but I'm hydrating at the same time with the Gatorade.
It's like Jaeger bombs with Red Bull. You're getting drunk, but you're also getting happy.
Ron also says, seriously, what are your thoughts on the freaking stupid-ass schedule they make both Dallas teams play the same time? BS Dallas is not a small-ass market. I posted game 3, first series, Mavs going to win the whole damn thing. I stand by that despite losing Maxi Kleba. So first of all, each league doesn't give a crap about the other league. They don't check with them about their schedules except for home games.
Right.
Because obviously they can't both play a home game at the same time. And you know what? I don't have a problem with both of them being on at the same time. We have this thing called 2 TVs at one time. I got like 4 TVs in my bedroom and 3 in my living room. I can watch as much shit as I want at one time. Ron, you're welcome to come over and hang out and drink some beer and watch sports with me. I got a damn sports bar at the studio. We can watch all of them here at the studio.
We should start doing that, just having game watching nights.
Your admission is booze.
Yeah.
And maybe a stripper.
Or you can bring booze and some...
Or a stripper.
Some No Man's Land beef jerky, and we'll be good.
And you do like that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Ron also says Alexander, PG Washington, both studs. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
Mavs win the championship. Book it. Wow. I'm not going to quite book it yet, Ron, although I do love your confidence here.
Oh, no, I'm with him. Book it.
Doesn't like my pick. Well, I don't like my pick either. I'm picking out of my butt here. It's what we do.
Because he's tasting his fingers.
Butt stuff. By the way, my fingers are good.
Shut up.
Butt stuff. Colby, the Tom Brady roast was last night. And it was on Netflix, which I get, but I didn't care. I was watching Stars, right? Like,
right.
As most real sports fans should have been.
I was watching Stars and playing Sea of Thieves at the same time.
The Pirate game.
Yeah, the Pirate game.
We need to do a segment on that Wednesday after you've played it another couple of days.
All right.
And then, so, you know, again, I'm interested. First of all, I cover the Bucks for Athlon Sports, and, you know, I probably needed to write some stuff about it, but I could figure I can go back and watch whatever I wanted on replays on Facebook or on X or whatever, you know, all the videos are out there. So, Colby, I watched a bunch of footage today, and it's a roast.
Right.
So I don't know how familiar you are with roasts because you don't like fun things. You don't watch fun things. So I don't know what you know about roasts.
I do know a little bit about roasts. I've watched some YouTube shorts of roasts.
So you know that in roasts, like anything is fair game. Right. Literally anything is fair game.
It's like us on this show.
And there is a lot that Tom Brady was roasted for that he's done. Like, rightfully so. But then the roasters turn around and also roast the other roasters, right? And the other guests. So it's not just Tom Brady.
So it's double roasting?
It's a double goat roasting.
All right.
And then at the end, the roastee gets to roast all the roasters. I didn't get any audio of Tom Brady because he is a terrible actor, by the way. And everything that he was reading the jokes, and you can't read a joke and make it work. He had some funny material, but his delivery was way terrible, which leads me to believe he's going to be a terrible announcer on TV.
Just because you said that, he's probably going to be really good at it.
It's probably Troy Aikman, right?
Yeah.
But, hey, I thought Troy was going to be a terrible announcer.
You think a lot of things.
He couldn't give a good interview when he was a player.
You Arnie Spanier everything that you talk about. It's
the
bad.
Longhorns suck.
It's all bad. It all sucks. They all suck. And then when the 50% of the time that you're right that they suck, you're golden.
Why do I got a line open? So, Colby, I have never heard of this this comedian, comic, female comic, whatever the hell they prefer to be called these days, Nikki Glaser.
And now that I know where she's at for the yes, I've seen her roast people before.
Okay. I haven't. I was intrigued because I kept seeing videos of her and people saying, oh, my God, she won the night or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, I got to hear this. And she's kind of cute.
Yes.
And what did I say before the show?
You said something stupid like pretty women can't be funny or something.
You can't be hot and funny at the same time. You have to be one or the other.
Right. You're wrong. I've seen plenty of female comedians that are also hot.
It doesn't work. Hot and funny at the same time. It just doesn't work.
So if Tim has ever thought you were hot, ladies, that means that you cannot be funny.
So, Colby, I don't know what order these are in. I've got 3 clips from her.
Man, you're the one that put them together. You should know what order
I didn't label them. I don't really care because they're all freaking fun. So in one of them, she roasts Kevin Hart like barbarically.
All right.
Oh, my God. And another one, it's Gronk. And the other footage I have, it's bad footage because it's off Emmanuel Acho's X feed.
Okay.
But he recorded it on his phone from his laptop. And I couldn't find the clip anywhere else.
What are we doing?
So as she says funny things, you hear him laughing in the background. So pardon the audio quality, but it's good material, okay? You know what? Let's play that one first because it's going to suck the most.
All right.
As we go to Nikki Glaser roasting Tom Brady and the crew there last night on Netflix.
Kevin, I think dumber than you saying yes to this roast was when you said, hey, babe, you should try jujitsu. I think that was...
She's dating her jiu-jitsu teacher, by the way.
Dude.
Wow.
Oh my God. Just knowing your ex-wife's new boyfriend can beat your ass while eating hers. That's gotta be terrible. You were on my fantasy team last night. My clit has CTE now. I would show you, but the NFL's making me cover it up. But seriously, Tom also lost $30 million in crypto.
Wow.
Tom, how did you fall for that? I mean, even Gronk was like, me know that not real money.
Dude,
damn.
There was nothing off limits here.
No, she is a cannonball.
Dude, I've never heard of her before. I've never seen her anywhere.
You should just look up more of her roast. She does this to everybody. It's like when you bring her up during the middle of the roast, you know.
All right, let's see what there's. I think so she references her boyfriend, and when I heard this part of it, I think this was the first clip that I watched, and I was like,
She said, but if you were to say those I think it's you.
I make you uncomfortable.
I think it's you.
Well, good. I'm glad. I'm on.
Found it. Let's go to Hatfield, Mass.
And the McCoys?
Hatfield, Massachusetts. Again, in case you don't know, I have to say Mass if I've ever been back on the radio again because I've always dumped every time I say Massachusetts. I don't know why.
I wonder.
So we're going there because 31-year-old Daniel Ducharme. We're going to go with that. So Daniel had a car accident. He was southbound on 191 in Hatfield around 11 a.m. Sunday when he lost control of his vehicle. Slid off the road and into a ditch that had a lot of trees around it. Cops say that when they got there, a bear was dragging him off.
I love when we have bear stories.
They, of course, waited till, they got up to try and, I don't know, shoo the bear away. But Daniel had passed. But they wanted to assure the family in this news report that they're pretty sure he passed in the car accident, not while being drug off and partially eaten by a bear.
Oh, how could you prove that?
I don't know. Because it's both bam, bam. It's not like you can go, but you know what I mean?
But if he somehow survived the car accident,
He got ate by a bear.
he got eaten by a bear. Did that bear ride off on a bicycle?
No. Now, I don't know. Maybe it was a friendly bear. Maybe he didn't mean to,
Maybe he just wanted to bury him, give him a proper burial,
either that or he was just, trying to help him out of the car.
take him to his family,
Yeah.
his bear family.
So next time you're thinking, man, I've had a shitty day. Well, you didn't wreck your car and then get drug out of the vehicle and probably killed by a bear, so it's not as bad.
Oh.
So there you are. I don't know. I don't know.
Yikes.
Maybe at least he was knocked unconscious by the wreck. Because you'd think if, the cops were there when he was being drug off by the bear, that you would hear him going, hey,
And
bear!
yeah, he had to be unconscious or something.
So,
Unconscientious.
right. So let's go from there to Atlanta, where 6 squatters were arrested in a South Fulton home. This $1 million home in Atlanta had 6 squatters in it. They didn't get arrested for squatting.
Was it Andre Rison's house?
No, that was Left Eye burned that down. They weren't prisoned for squatting. They were put into prison because they left that house and stole a neighbor's car. Like, the cops didn't care that they were there. They were squatting. They said, this is our home. We got squatters' rights.
They
Claimed it, whatever. So, legally, the cops can't do anything about it. But where they screwed up their $1 million free home was they needed a ride. So they stole the neighbor's car. And, of course, the $1 million homes, they had cameras, so they watched as people came out of squatter house, walked over, and jacked the car and drove off with it.
That does not fall under squatters' rights.
No, the car next to your squatting house does not fall under squatters' rights. But, it's good for the people that, they were squatting in their house.
By the way, squatters should not have rights.
True, but they do.
Yeah, I know, but they should. Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Neither do squatters' rights.
Also, again, don't screw up your good deal by committing more crimes. That was dumb. I read an article that tells us how to have better sex, Tim.
Please elaborate.
So,
Pull the music down for this.
This sex therapist says that a lot of people concentrate on intercourse, but maybe you should concentrate on outer course.
So you're going to say that.
And that's the only reason why I thought that
Just wanted that clean.
article was kind of funny.
Outer course. So I can now approach a woman and go, look, I know you get hit on a lot. And a lot of guys probably want to have intercourse with you. But I would really like an opportunity to have outer course with you.
Which,
You think I'd get slapped or laid first?
first,
Yeah.
like if you
What would happen first?
first probably slapped.
I mean, you're going to get some that there's no response, right?
Right.
Like, haha, giggle, giggle, thanks, but no thanks. So, but which one would happen first? Like the slap or I get laid?
That feels like a successful 2 out of 10 line.
All right, that's pretty good. 20%, I'll take it.
Yeah. So you just got to go. I mean, so basically 1 out of 5. You're going to. So if you line up 5 chicks, you throw that line at them separately where they can't hear it, and they're not together in a group.
Yep.
You probably land one of them.
Do I get to pick which one of the 5 says yes?
No,
Not how percentages work.
that is not how percentages work,
I mean, that's better than I think I'm at 0.5% for my current pickup line.
which is the FBI or something.
So it used to be the line from Top Gun. I can
Uh-huh.
see how it could be dangerous for you, but if the government trusts me, maybe you should. But now I just go up and, hey, you're hot. You want to do it?
That seems like a 2%er line.
Should be better, right? Like I'm a catch.
No, it doesn't. That's along the same lines as my old buddy Pork Chop's line of nice shoes. Want to fuck?
Chop.
Yeah, good old Pork Chop.
Huh. Why doesn't he have a show?
Well, I'm waiting on Fathead and Pootie to get theirs, and I'll call it Pork Chop.
Fathead and Pootie show, and then we got to have the pork chop hour.
Yeah.
Huh.
So we'll go from there let's go to Florida. You want to go to Florida, Tim?
Not really, but I will with you.
All right, we're going to Florida
We're
because
going to go mudding?
Florida is America's wang. No, a Florida man is accused of pointing a gun and threatening his sister during an argument and firing several shots at her, according to an affidavit. So here's what happened, and this is all according to a man named David. Well, this was the guy after David.
Affit David.
Yeah. So we're going to Kumquat Road, which that's my favorite fruit name, by the way, is a kumquat.
Kumquat. It's like the first part of it.
No, I think both of them go together.
You like quat as
Yeah.
much as you like cum?
So
We're ending this show just like we began it. So
Are we?
we're all good, yeah.
So let's go to so JoJo is the nephew of Davidson DeLucio,
David DeLucci?
who is the guy that's doing the shooting. So JoJo noticed that David is having a little bit of a fight with David's sister Tabitha. All
Okay.
right. JoJo is 6 years old.
Okay.
Grandma, who's in the house as well, tells JoJo not to worry about it. They're just fighting. They do this all the time. David then whips out a pistol and starts trying to make sure that Tabitha doesn't make it to Thanksgiving. To which JoJo, because Grandma still doesn't think this is important enough to worry about, the 6-year-old calls 911, and the 911 dispatcher hears a 6-year-old child going, I think you guys need to come here with the cops. Things are bad happening here. And you hear gunshots, and you hear yelling in the background, and you also hear Grandma going, y'all stop that horseplay.
Wow.
How Florida is, I need the recordings of this 911 call. How Florida is that 911 call? You hear Grandma telling him to stop that racket. Y'all stop that horseplay while somebody is firing shots, yelling at his sister, and JoJo, the only one with sense in the whole house, is calling 911 because somebody about to die.
Grady's like, it's all good.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. They do this all the time. He's not going to hit her. Tabitha made it to a car and was able to drive away. David fired 3 more shots at the moving vehicle. That's when cops arrived. How bad a timing is that for David? As you finished your last shot, you still got the gun in the air, smoke's kind of billowing up, and then woo!
Can't prove nothing. I'm in Florida.
I wasn't here. I was standing my ground.
I'm a Florida man.
I was standing my ground at that fleeing car.
She robbed me.
JoJo comes out and goes, "That's him, officer. That's Uncle David. He's bad." Good God Almighty.
I fit David.
After David. No, they were after David.
They were after David. Yeah, you're right.
They found him. Let's go from there to, oh my goodness, we're going to Los Angeles County.
Uh-oh.
We're going to Los Angeles County Jail because this is bad. This is real bad.
Everything in Los Angeles is bad.
Victor Manuel Martinez, Wario of Norwalk.
Like
Was-
Wario and Luigi?
Yes. His fourth name is Wario.
Huh.
He was falsely incarcerated in 2023 at Men's Central Jail for child molestation.
Wait, falsely?
Falsely.
How are you falsely arrested for that?
It comes to find out that it was mistaken identity.
Like some guy with that exact name? Or they looked alike?
So,
Dude, he might own Los Angeles County then, after this is done.
in the statement, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department noted that its deputies were not responsible for Wario's arrest. The lawsuit alleges that Victor Manuel Martinez Wario of Norwalk was falsely incarcerated in 2023 at Men's Central Jail, where he was put at risk for attack by fellow inmates because he was forced to wear a specially colored jumpsuit indicating his status as a sex offender and a wristband worn by a suspected child molester.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, those dudes get shanked in jail.
So Wario's vehicle was pulled over for a minor traffic infraction at about 9:30 p.m. March 12th, 2023. Subsequently, Whittier police mistakenly determined Wario had an active warrant and arrested him, said his attorney. However, the suit says that Wario told the officers that he had no warrants or no pending criminal cases. So they immediately said, "Nope, this is our guy." Mistaken identity, ran him in, put him in the system, put him in jail, and made him wear a jumpsuit and everything as a child molester.
So you don't, like, check fingerprints?
They didn't.
Dude, oh my God, I would own the state of California. Not that anybody wants it, but I would own California.
I can't imagine.
How long was he in jail?
Hold on, I'm looking at.
I mean, any amount of time is too long, obviously. But I mean, you get a good lawyer like the next day or explain your situation to the one provided for you.
Okay, he was more than 2 days after he was arrested. Wario was transferred to the Men's Central Jail, where he was assigned special housing for accused child molesters, according to the suit. Wario's arraignment several hours later, his attorney informed the court the wrong defendant had been arrested. But still. All right.
So a few days.
Yeah, he was in there for a few days. But still. Right?
Dude.
Because if you don't know, if you are a child molester, or what are they called? Chomos?
Yeah.
And you're there,
It's probably a bad nickname.
that's what I've heard. If it's not that, then somebody tell me. they take turns whipping your ass. And
Yeah.
And because you're like the worst human being ever.
So like that's bad, right? That they had him falsely in jail.
Right.
But maybe the worst part of it means like they stopped looking for the real guy. Right? So the real guy was out there still. Well, he probably still is if they haven't found him.
Right.
I mean, like, dude, it's a sad story. Only in California would that ever happen.
Well, or probably Florida. And there you go. And that's news and notes, everybody.
Wow. Thank you, Colby Sapp. Tillman.
That's me.
That's a really sad way to end the show. I don't know if we should end it like that. Now we can end it like that. And then we'll tell everybody to tune in on Wednesday for the next Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Colby Sapp. We will be back on Wednesday to do it all again. 7 o'clock Central on FanstreamSports.com, the FanStream Sports app. And then our YouTube channel, all of that good stuff. And we'll have more debauchery. We'll have more stories of how much I'm a catch.
No.
And how much I can make Colby nervous on the air. I didn't even get him to hide under the table this time.
No, it didn't happen.
I thought Nikki Glaser would for sure.
No.
But we'll do it all again on Wednesday. Until then, boys and girls, we'll see ya.